So Matt, like, if you were to intro the podcast, you would say, "Welcome to the IQ
Threshold.
Yeah, welcome everybody to the IQ Threshold podcast, episode 2. I'm Matt, and I'm here with my co-host Nick. That's what you would say if you were introing the podcast. Okay.
Thank God I'm not.
What?
Huh?
Oh, because I just intro the podcast. That's crazy.
Oh, dude, that's what we did.
Whoa, we did it, everybody. Oh my God! Wow.
Big round of applause.
Yeah, I'll play.
Zoom in on Steve Harvey going absolute stupid because someone gave a bad answer.
Going stupid.
It's brain went stupid mode.
Okay, so, yeah, we're here with episode 2.
That's what you said.
I did say that. So I had this idea for a podcast segment because Matt and I can't actually hold a real conversation that lasts an hour.
We're very bland.
Yeah,
we're bland people.
We hate each other. So let's just. I decided I want to do a segment where we look up SCPs. I'm not an SCP guy, so I don't know how the website works. But
oh, I'm on it. I'm a wizard with the website.
You're a wizard? Okay. SCP Library. User curated lists. There's joke SCPs. Do you want to do joke ones or real ones?
I'm doing a joke one. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me find joke SCPs.
Alright, I got one.
Oh, okay.
So what should I read about it?
Just read like the synopsis, like the TLDR or whatever.
There isn't.
Okay, I'll go. I got it. Let's keep it. So I'm just gonna click a random one. Wait, actually, what?
This one's got a rating of 1,010 plus.
Okay, here we go. I got it.
That's kind of.
So I need you to pay attention. I'm going to put on my best SCP reader voice, and here we go. SCP-095J. Object class elusive.
It's like the YouTube.
Please shut the fuck up while I'm talking. Why are you wheezing over there? What's the wheezing for?
It's funny because I've watched those YouTube videos.
Oh yeah.
Alright, never mind. Continue.
Special containment procedures. All foundation materials found to be corrupted with SCP-095J is to be delivered by blindfolded agents of Mobile Task Force RHO-15 to Lab 44 for auto. Okay, what is this? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, description. SCP-095J is a typeface initially developed by the Boop Corporation. It's blacked out. It's blacked out, so SCP-095J, sorry audio listeners, has a memetic effect on most viewers. Like, you know, meme, that's the meme, it's got meme in it there. Causing irritation, increased blood pressure, and in severe cases, depression, anxiety, and massive data expunged, leading to civilian deaths. Between and percent of SCP-095J viewers, however, will become carriers of SCP-095J, known as SCP-05J1, using the typeface in all digital and printed communications, no matter the intended tone. Evidence of said SCP containment breach starts with innocuous usage of the typeface in appropriate locations for its handwritten style, such as party invitations, children's advertising, illustration lettering. Instances in severe cases have been known to grow unable to perceive text not set in SCP-095J. So, I guess it's like it's just like a font. Huh? What's up? I'm reading SCP. You not paying attention? My man really out here not paying attention. Okay.
I was away from Mike. What question?
Okay, so from what I'm gathering from this SCP, it looks to be a typeface that apparently can lead to like irritation and like anxiety and death or whatever.
You forgot high blood pressure.
Of course, and high blood pressure, and apparently something like it. If you read it, like when you get like read it too much or whatever, you're unable to read anything except in that typeface.
That's tough.
Okay, so Matt, I'm setting up the scenario for you. You have just been given a birthday. You're browsing r/dank memes. All right, you're on Reddit and you're on dank memes, and you see a meme, top text, bottom text, with the font SCP-095J. What do you do to not die?
Not die. Is it just immediate death if I read it?
I don't know. It didn't specify it. A lot of it was blacked out.
Oh yeah. Well, would I know that it is? That
Yes.
sort of font?
Yeah, you're aware of it.
I'm aware of the SCP.
Yeah.
I think if it's I think I'll read it because, you know, why not? You know. And if it's funny, I'll keep reading.
Matt,
SCP.
you could die.
Dude. It can't be that bad. The high blood pressure, I already got that. So, like, I'm skipping phase 2.
Would you upvote the meme?
It depends if it was funny.
That's true.
I don't breathe out of my nose kind of quickly. Okay.
Matt, don't you have AirPods?
I actually called. Do I have them on me? No. Do I have them? Yes.
Because those would probably have better audio quality than your phone.
Are you really gonna make me run downstairs and grab my AirPods?
Yes, I will carry the conversation. Just be back fast.
All right, and then I'll read my SCP.
Yeah. And then read yours. Okay, everybody. Welcome to the next section of the podcast. We are currently like less than a minute in. And no, go away. Now that retard is gone. Oh, he's still here.
All right, I'm going to grab him.
Okay. That was awkward.
No, but for
folks.
real this time. Like I'm actually going.
Okay. Dang, I fucking hate that guy.
I mean it.
So, anyways,
I muted myself.
Okay. Be back as soon as possible. I think he left already. Okay. Anyways, so recently there's a neighbor and they have this big dog. He's like a Rottweiler, and I don't know whether to talk close to my mic or move it away. So I'm just gonna move it away. And this dog, he's a Rottweiler. He's a big boy, and that's the whole story. I don't know. It's just a big dog. So, anyways, I would love all 2 viewers of this podcast. I would love for you to go to the description and read what I put there. It's a secret. You can't tell anyone. And then when you see what I put in the description, I need you to then comment it. Copy and paste the description in the comment section so I know you got this far in the podcast. All right? And then like and subscribe. And then like and subscribe my channel as well. And if you do that, then you're a real Nick gamer. And I'll actually appreciate you for, like, I'll treat you like a human being. Otherwise, you're less than me in my opinion. What else do I say? Man, Matt's really taking a while. Dang, bro. Matt's really taking a while. Can you believe it? 2 episodes of the podcast in, and he was, by the way, Matt was 30 minutes late to this podcast, I would just like to point out. So, kind of cringe. I'll let it slide this one time, but after that, I think he's off for good. So, yeah. I think he's still looking for his AirPod. Do I call him? Probably shouldn't call him. We're still on the SCP page right now, but I'm too lazy to... Alright, fine. We'll go back to Bliss, everybody. Your favorite page. How is the channel doing? Let me go check right now, because after the first podcast episode we recorded, I immediately went to create the channel and the thumbnail and stuff. It was really easy. I guess I've had a lot of practice. It's pretty cool. See, fun fact, that channel is actually just like an extra channel I just had on my phone. Or, not my phone, just like an email. And I just used that one. The email makes like no sense in relation to the IQ Threshold podcast, but here we are. 6 views in 6 days. That's epic. 2 subscribers. That's not very good. One of them being me on my other account, so I can see it. But anyways, that's pretty cool. Can you imagine if this blew up? If we put this, on Reddit?
I can't imagine.
Are you back? Did you get your pods?
Yeah, they were in my car.
Oh my god.
Now you may be wondering, why are they in my car? Wouldn't you just listen to the radio?
Probably because you put them there. Idiot.
But because... No. I'll turn up the radio, but I'll make it like really loud. And then I'll put in my AirPods. It'll be a completely different song. So when people hear the song on the radio, but I'll be singing a completely different song. in my AirPods.
Mm.
And then people get scared of me.
They get scared of you?
Yeah. Or they think I shouldn't be on the road and drive away. Alright, no, I just gotta sync these bad boys.
Ooh, and then we're gonna have good audio. See, my mentality with this podcast is on my YouTube videos, I put too much effort in, and I try too hard on editing and stuff. That's why I've been working on the same video for like a month now. However, these podcasts, I will not even cut down or anything. I want it to be as low effort as possible. So that's why I'm just gonna do it like this.
Can hear?
Yeah.
Going through my phone or not?
Wait, so have you connected AirPods to your phone?
I hear you through my AirPods.
Are you talking through the AirPods though? Like, is the mic through the AirPods, or is it through your
I
phone?
know. I don't know.
Here's how I'll test. Throw your phone across the room and then talk normally.
I'm talking normally.
It's very echoey.
Should I like take one AirPod out and like hold it in my mouth and then leave the other one in?
Yes, do that. Yeah. See if that works. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's connected.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay, sick. Lit.
Okay. Anyways, what's your SCP?
Does it sound better?
It sounds the same. So sick.
Maybe it's my voice. Maybe my voice is in podcast material.
Again, you could also just spend like $50 on a blue.
Oh, my SCP was.
What's your SCP?
SCP-504. Object class safe. Description. I'm just gonna skip the special containment procedures because they're not important.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not containing it. Description. SCP-504 is a species of tomato, physically and genetically identical to that of the typical commercially grown tomato. It was recovered in Kentucky after a woman reported to the police that a farmer husband had been murdered by his lunch. The Foundation is currently working to identify and destroy loose strains of SCP-504 in the surrounding commercial farming areas. When a poor attempt at humor is made verbally within human hearing range of SCP-504's tomatoes, they instantly accelerate to a speed of at least 100 miles per hour, approximately 160 kilometers per hour, or 45 meters per second, in the direction of the sound's source. Only mature tomatoes, separated from their vines and less than 10% rotted or chemically compromised, exhibit this effect once each. Tomatoes do not have to be physically intact. Though ingested, tomatoes are usually insulated enough from the sound to prevent their effects before neutralization by stomach acid. Note: whoever snuck SCP-504 into the cafeteria kitchen is getting terminated. Those tomato slices are like fucking shurikens. Dr. Blast.
So is the SCP just tomato? I'm very confused about what this SCP does.
It's a tomato, but if you make like a bad joke, it moves. It launches at you.
Oh. So how would I avoid this? You may be asking.
All right, no. Let's hear some examples of what happened. Item: okay. 1 mature SCP-504 tomato. Subject: D-Class 504-3. Spoken. This is the joke. So I was going to bed and my brother told me, "Good night. Don't let the bed bugs stick their proboscis in your skin and suck your blood." Pause. Good luck on a healthy dermis. The result: 2-second pause before activity. Tomato clocked at redacted. Sound barrier broken. Subject killed.
Oh no. Jesus.
Here's another one. Just one mature tomato. Subject: CD player playing Harmful If Swallowed, 2003 by Dane Cook. At redacted, tomato clocked 167 miles per hour, destroying the CD player. So if you couldn't tell, they're kind of quick.
That's pretty fast. So it just destroyed the CD player, even though it wasn't a human telling a joke?
And then they got one. But they put 3 mature SCP tomatoes, one for each test subject, and they put 3 D-Class in there. And then, so the first one, the first guy goes, after the this will be the last one. After the introduction to the following news item, Bomb blows hole in Lenin statue. The 3 following jokes were made. Ooh, that's gonna leave a marks. Tomato number 1 twitched, but did not displace from original location. Subject 2, BBC is just stalling the good news. Tomato clocked at 152 miles per hour. Chipped tooth and a hairline jaw fracture. Subject 3, that blows. Tomato clocked at redacted. Subject is hospitalized with a massive skull fracture.
Redacted. Why is it redacted? How fast did it go?
Dude, it literally put a dent in their head.
Dude, is the future of space travel attaching a bunch of tomatoes to the bottom of a ship and then saying a bad joke?
Maybe. It was moving quick. It broke the sound barrier.
That's crazy.
Like, can you imagine being one of the D-class guys and then being forced, having a guard walk up to you with a gun, being like, you have to make a joke. Now.
Be funny.
And then he closes the door, like a 2-foot thick door.
And there's just you and a tomato in the room, and you're like, what?
Well,
what on earth? And
you're shaking.
And then it goes redacted speed into your skull.
You're quaking. Your knees are weak. Your arms are heavy. That's gonna leave a marks. And then it just twitches, and it doesn't. It's just enough, dude.
That's
I can't imagine.
I can. Anyways, so the real question is, how do you survive such a tomato? Well, see, in my case, I would never have to worry about such a tomato, as I have no worries on not being funny, because every single joke I make lands, and I'm always funny. So the tomato I would just eat it like a regular tomato, and it wouldn't even move. So that's my answer.
But if you ate it and someone was around you, and they were loud enough, the tomato could shoot through your stomach.
Well, see, I don't want to think. Okay, well then I wouldn't eat the tomato. All right, I take that part back. I don't know why I would have eaten it, but other than that, I would just be funny. It's that simple, really.
Yeah, I'd be fucked. Yeah. My jokes don't land.
I know. Anyways, so Matt, have you been gaming recently? Have you been playing any games?
Dude, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, but not like that pussy Warzone shit, like the real game that you had to pay for.
No, I know. I also play that. We play it together. I'm talking about like single player stuff. I probably should have specified. You like Pokemon?
Yeah. DLC just dropped.
I did.
June 17th.
It's like an island or something, right?
The Isle of Armor, not just one island, several.
I was gonna buy Pokemon.
It fucking
Shield.
sucked.
It does.
Yeah.
What's your ranking of Pokemon games in terms of not like shinies or whatever, but in terms of like Pokemon and like, I don't know, story or whatever, or map design?
What do you mean, of like all the games?
I'm so good at podcasting. Yeah, just all the games except Pokemon Go, because that's not a Pokemon game.
But before I'll do that. Yeah, that's fair. But before that, Pokemon had 2 days ago. It had a like. I don't know what you call it, like a premiere of a new game. And we were like, oh boy, this shit better be the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Oh yeah.
We've been waiting for those. Guess what it was? A League of Legends Pokemon mobile game.
Let's go! That's awesome! Oh my god, I'm so happy. I've been sending them physical mail asking for that exact game for days and days now. And they finally came through, thank god.
I got banned by the Pokemon Twitch for harassing them.
Did you really?
It was fun. Yeah. And then they put out the YouTube video, and the YouTube video currently has roughly 12k likes and 50k dislikes.
Yikes.
No one likes it. It's a You guys have phones, right?
You guys have phones, right? Oh, that's one of those cherished clips I look back on in great fondness.
Is this some sort of early April Fool's joke?
Same thing like when Valve announced the artifact, and you can just hear the crowd. Here, I gotta look it up. The crowd, you can hear them go like, "Oh no, this is not what we wanted."
My Pokemon crowd. They knew they were about to drop some bad shit. Like we shouldn't do it in
They're
front
like,
of people.
oh, Valve, one of the most esteemed game publishers of all time, making some of the greatest gaming classics, card game.
Half-Life Alyx, something near that. That was a good game.
Speaking of Half-Life Alyx, I purposefully did not. Okay, hold on, real fast. I'm gonna play the artifact reveal. I know you can't hear it, but the podcast will hear it. So.
they like really. Sure.
Oh, the immense sigh that emerges from the crowd is so funny. Okay, that's good.
Sounds like it.
So, just imagine a large sigh, and that's pretty much what you get. So.
Like when people took away Spirit Word Day.
That did happen, yes. So, what's your Pokemon ranking?
Okay, my favorite ones. I'm gonna start from top to bottom. Favorite ones. I liked Gen 3. I like that region the best, personally. I felt like the starters were solid. They introduced the secondary type, which hadn't been done before, and the Pokemon designs were just really good. Not the region itself. The region itself was okay, and like the idea of the story was alright, but like the Pokemon introduced in Gen 3 was really good. Good job, Game Freak.
Very cool.
Second one, I'm gonna
Do you prefer
Shoto,
Emerald
Gen
or
2.
Do you prefer Emerald or Ultra Sapphire or just normal Sapphire and Ruby or what?
I feel like Omega Ruby and Ultra Sapphire added something, but like the design just wasn't. It didn't look good, so I like the Emerald.
It looks bad. I agree. The 3DS ones just. GBA looks a lot more timeless, in my opinion.
And my second favorite, if you're curious, Johto region. Pretty good.
Is that Gen 2?
Yeah, that's Gen 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid Pokemon. I felt like the story itself was good. With going back to Red, so following up on the previous game, which I liked. My third favorite is this is gonna be quite obvious, but it's Unova Gen 5.
Right.
Gen 5 was hype. They had some good designs. They introduced good battle mechanics, like permanent weather. Fucking hate that. We don't need it. But it helped them figure out how to balance the meta game. So it was something that had to be done. And the story was okay. I wasn't too thrilled. I like this is a sleeper pick. Pokemon Sun and Moon kind of slapped. Not gonna lie, they're going in 4th place. The Alola region kind of hype. I liked the Alola forms. I felt like Z crystals pretty good. They were good competitively. I like the addition, especially with Megas, since Megas were kind of good and Z crystals kind of helped to balance that out. And then I like the legendaries like Tapu, Bulu, and them. They look cool. The types were good. They added new abilities. It was fun. And the rest of alright, I'm gonna put it at the bottom. You know what's going down there?
What's going down there?
Gen 1. Fuck
Yeah.
Gen 1.
Gen 1's
All my homies hate Gen 1.
Well, the Pokemon I think are iconic, but the game itself.
Nope.
Dude, I can't. It's so impossible to play the original Game Boy Red and Blue.
Here's the problem. I was looking back on it from now, like the mechanics now, looking back on Gen 1. The special stat was 1 stat. That's bad. That's just not good. Psychic types had no counter. Just not good. Bug type was the worst type. even though it was the only one that was super effective against Psychic, which doesn't make sense. And then, what else? Sleep, it took a turn to wake up instead of waking up and then doing your move. I can't say anything about that. There were literally 4 Pokemon in OU, and that's it. Because they were the only ones ever fucking used. And then there was 2 Ubers. There just wasn't a lot there. I didn't like it. And then in the middle, Sword Shield's right above Gen 1. I don't like the games. I feel like the Pokemon they added, I don't like the games. And then above that, I would say Kalos and then Sinnoh. Those 2 were kind of a blur for me.
Kind of like eh.
Yeah.
So, you've played every generation Pokemon game?
I haven't played Gen 1. I just heard bad shit about it, so I'm talking bad shit.
I guess you can play... I guess you could play Eevee. Well, right, you played Eevee. Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu.
It's not the same. Because they split the special stats.
Yeah.
And they updated the mechanics.
Dude,
so
I purchased Let's Go Eevee fully believing it was a new spin-off Pokemon game. And when I found out it was just another Gen 1 remake, and not only that, but like dumbed down so like a toddler could like be good at it with 0 difficulty. I was like, oh, sick. So I'm just not gonna play it. It was like, I'm not a huge Pokemon guy, but the only one I've probably started about 5 different Pokemon games, all on different gens. Sapphire was the only one I actually completed, and I really liked it. For some reason, I think it just, in my opinion, when you're playing Pokemon, it is hours and hours of looking at the same screen, listening to the same music. Yeah, exactly. And in my opinion, if this is gonna sound really shallow, but I stand by this, if the graphics and the music are not like really good, especially the music, but also the graphics, if they aren't like, if it doesn't have slamming music and it doesn't have like good at least not good graphics, but it doesn't have like pretty graphics, I find it very, very hard to get through the game because that's all you're looking at. And Gen 3 has the best. It has such great music, like the fight music, and the Game Boy Advance art style like ages so well. So, and then I went from that and I played Platinum, and I have like a lot of hours on Platinum. But I can't get over the fact that not only is the music like a step down in my opinion, but it's got that terribly aged 3D and like 2D Game Boy Advance graphics combined with terrible low-res 3D DS graphics that they tried to shoe in everything. That like it's so bad. Like the 3D is so bad, like to the point where it's like, just don't do that. I get why you want to do that because you can at the time, but it's like, dude, this is ugly. It's pretty ugly. So
and that's also why I like the Gen 5, because they had the bit sprites, but they were moving. They had like a little animation, and that was kind of cool. But you know what I never played? I never played like Coliseum or XD or that stuff.
Oh, those like spin-off like Pokemon games?
They weren't really. They were more like battle games.
Yeah,
they're
just
like the competitive scene.
They're fighting games.
Yeah.
I think the first one's on the N64, and there's one on the GameCube, I think. And I think you get like exclusive Pokemon when you use them or something like that.
You got like special abilities with them, but that were only found. And then there was the Dream World that I think was in Coliseum. But don't at me at that. I don't know what I'm talking about. But the Dream World abilities, they just added a bunch of new abilities for Pokemon that were kind of slipping from the competitive scene, which is cool. I liked it.
Okay.
But they flat out busted a couple.
So, speaking of single player games, now I have recently been playing a lot of Dark Souls 3. And so I have a little bit of a history with Dark Souls. It's one of those games I really, really want to get into. Same thing with Pokemon. Pokemon I kind of did successfully, but Dark Souls is one of those games I really wanted to get into successfully, and not just because it's hard, but because it's very appealing. I played Dark Souls 1 Remastered like a year ago, and I got like 5 hours under something. I got like a little bit into it, and I got to this like one boss fight where halfway through, the second phase is just something the From Software's devs love doing is you'll get hit with this super hard enemy that's like you got to be really good at dodging, and like they'll have a ton of health, and you're like, God, I hate that enemy. Finally I killed him. And then a little bit later, like later in the game, they're like, we're just gonna throw like 3 of them at you now. Like they just give you like, they just throw more of them at you. It's like, guys, can you just make different enemies? They just but it's funny because then it's just ridiculously hard. So you just go like one at a time. But in Dark Souls 1, there's this one boss fight where the second phase is like another one of him. It's like a gargoyle, and my dumb brain not only didn't know that I was holding too many items, so my moving speed and roll speed was significantly lower, which was just dumb of me, but I also didn't realize that I don't know, when I was playing the game, I didn't ever think like it's supposed to be hard. Like that's the appeal that you should be like looking for, is that like you have to take challenges head on and not be like a baby about it, because the whole point of they devs know it's a hard game. So I was like, I didn't think about that, so I kind of just like stopped playing, because I was like, all right, this is just like, it's too hard, is like basically my mindset. So then a couple, like a month, too much. That's pretty much what I sounded like, yeah. So then a month ago, I saw Dark Souls 3 for like $3 or something somewhere at like a game store, so I just picked it up. And the reason okay, so apparently, I don't know if you know this, but Dark Souls 2 apparently like sucks. Like, not sucks, but supposedly Dark Souls 2 is very inferior to 1 and 3. 1's like supposed to be like a masterpiece or whatever. But I got 3 because I heard it was good, so it's just kind of like a reset. And I'm like 25 hours in, and I just played earlier today and last night, and both times I ended with killing a boss that is just like, so just to like give you a reference on how the game is. Today I spent an hour trying to kill a boss called what's his, oh, I can't think of it. It's like Astrid the God Slayer or something like that. Like some crazy, it was like the God Slayer. It was just, it's all just like absurd,
the God Slayer,
like really literally like insane names, and it's really funny. But yeah, I don't know, something about 3. I think I'm gonna go back and play 1 after I beat 3. But it's like, it's very difficult, but when you finally do kill like a really hard enemy, or like get a new bonfire and like progress, it's so worth everything else. So I think you gotta be a certain type of person. And I'm surprised, because the boss I killed, I'm far into the game, and on the achievement it says like 35% of people, or 30% of people got this achievement, which I was surprised that many people kept playing. That's still a lot of people not playing at that point, but so it's pretty crazy. So hopefully at this point I'll actually like beat the whole game. I think I'm like halfway through it or something by this point. But and like, I think what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to level up like strength and stuff a ton, and dexterity, so you can hold like massive weapons and like be okay. But I've just been using the same sword from the beginning of the game, and I've just been constantly like upgrading it and like infusing it with gems and stuff instead of getting new better swords. So other players will have like like they'll literally like have to like hold them with one hand like on their shoulder, like propped on their shoulder. They're so large, and I just got this like dinky long sword that I've been using for like the whole game, but does like 300 damage. So I'm gonna use that sword at the end of the game at this point, because I'm too stubborn to change it. But one thing I don't think people know about Dark Souls is there's an online multiplayer aspect to the game. Yeah, that's right. There's an online multiplayer aspect to Dark Souls. Not in the way you think. It's very unique. So basically, is it like, the way it works is like there's some it's very like sprinkled out throughout the game. So like you can, for example, you can place little like signs on the ground that you can read, that other players can read, and you select words, and so you can like either reveal secrets to other people, or like tell them an enemy's up ahead or whatever. And some people find creative, because you're only given like, you can't just type, you have to like use word prompts or whatever, so it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like for example, there's this huge skeleton boss that I was fighting a couple days ago, and somebody's sign right in front of the boss door was like, "Time for skeleton," or something like that. And I thought it was really funny.
Can you like lie about stuff like?
Yeah, you can lie about stuff. I've caught people lying, so I'm always wary of them. And then you can also like occasionally you'll see little phantoms of like other players running around like the same map. You can't interact with them, but you'll just like see them. And then, but the only time you can really do PvP is you can use a red eye, like a red orb, like a red eye orb or whatever, and you can travel to another person's world as a dark spirit, and you can try and kill them, and like your whole character's like red. But that doesn't usually go well because there's like a thing you can have equipped. So when somebody will spawn in, you will like automatically pull someone out from their game, and they'll help defend you killing that guy. So, but it's cool because you can do like PvP with like other players, and you can always tell the players who are on their first playthrough and who are on like their 6th playthrough and like are absolutely insane at the game with like crazy weapons and stuff. But that's like a cool extra aspect to the game that I don't think a lot of people know about. And also like sometimes like when you die, it's something called a blood stain that'll like appear on the ground, and you can watch like a replay of like how they died or whatever. So like an area right before a boss will just be like covered in blood stains, and you're like, all right, so this you kind of know what's up before it happens. But that's yeah, exactly.
Something went wrong here.
You'll just see, so like example, you'll see just like a massive staircase like to the top of this like tower or whatever, and then it's just covered in blood stains. It's like an enemy's gonna jump down the staircase and try to kill me, right? And then yeah, that's exactly what happens. But once you get over the fact that the game is hard, go figure.
But you were ready for it, right?
No, but I will say the game does have its own weird sense of humor. For example, I was in these catacombs, and I'm running down this big staircase, and I hear like rumbling behind me. So I get over to the side, and like this massive like boulder rolls down the stairs, and like it rolls to the bottom of the stairs and out of sight. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I keep running down the stairs, and then it rolls back through the same way up the stairs and kills me. I'm like, whoa. So like stuff like that is pretty funny. Even though I died, it was like worth it. So the game, it's got its own weird sense of humor, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. But you said that you were only halfway through it at 25 hours?
I'm like 25 hours through. I mean, because I kind of gauge how far I am through it because with the bonfires. Well, okay, the way I know I'm not done with it yet is because, so the way Dark Souls works is it's not level based. The whole world, it's open world, but it's a linear open world. So like, the whole world's connected, but it's basically broken up into different segments. And as you like are traveling through the world, it slowly like changes and morphs, and like you'll get a like title card when you enter a new area with like a bonfire or whatever, which are like your checkpoints. And so it's kind of connected, but it's not open world. Like you can go anywhere at any time. Just think of it like a big road, and like you only can go on that road. You can't like cross across a different part of the road. It's all linear. It's just a big trail, but it's all technically connected. Because of that, you'll see an area really far off in the distance, like a big castle or like a cathedral or something, and you're like, one day I'm probably going to end up there, and that's usually the case. And the whole game, in the distance, there's this like massive castle. It's like so weird. It's not like one castle, it's like a bunch of towers like crumpled together. The architecture in the game is really cool, but the whole game, you're like, all the areas are around this like huge castle that's like higher than everything else. And you're like, I'm definitely gonna end up there eventually, like at some point, right? So I haven't gotten there yet. I assume that's like the end game area. So that's why I think I'm not like really done with the game yet.
Yeah, but 25 hours is pussy shit.
Yeah.
You should see me on Pokemon.
Right.
If I look at all the hours, every single game, if I like total them up, it has to be at least over 1,000. Like I'm not joking. I have 500 on Sun and Moon, and then 300 on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and then about 150 on Sword and Shield, and then like 50 hours scattered through the rest.
So how many of those hours is based just on like shiny hunting?
A large majority. I beat Sword and Shield, and I want to say like I did it in half a day. I think I did it in 12 hours. The whole game, including the extra part, the post game, which it's relatively quick. If you didn't because the game's supposed to take 22 to 24 hours. If you play it like a normal person.
Yeah.
If you get one, like if you didn't sit there for an hour and beat the shit out of Lunatone, because Lunatone spawned in at level 60, which gives a lot of XP, and I had a Pokemon that had a priority dark move called Sucker Punch, right? And Lunatone had to attack every time, because it only had 4 attacking moves. But Sucker Punch would go first, so I'd instantly knock it out, and I'd get the XP for my whole party. I just do it over over and over again until I was over leveled beyond the point where it was a competition. So I just pressed A for the rest of it. I beat it in 12 hours.
That's called time efficiency right there.
Everyone else was like bitching about how bad the story was, and I didn't even pay attention to the fucking story. I just flew through
The story's
game.
always the same. It's always like, oh no, there's just straight up a terrorist organization that conveniently has the same level of Pokemon as you whenever you show up, and they have a goofy
Actually,
name.
Sword and Shield didn't have a terrorist organization.
It didn't.
Team Yell was technically just a fan base of their simp queen, their thought queen, or whoever the fuck it was, Marnie.
That's actually cool.
And they eventually help you, but they were never like evil.
That's neat. I like that. See, here's my problem with the Pokemon games. Is unfortunate. I mean, for good or bad, the formula works. Since the Game Boy, it's worked very well. So they just don't change it, because if you change it, then it's not a Pokemon game anymore.
Yeah, it's with fucking Pokemon Stadium, whatever the fuck they just released.
Well,
it's changing it.
Those games don't
And
really.
everyone's upset.
Well, those games don't really try to be like Pokemon. They're more like play as Pokemon and fight. I feel like as long as Pokemon, you are like a trainer and you catch Pokemon in the wild and you fight other trainers, that's what Pokemon is. Those Coliseum games are like not even trying to be new or whatever. They're just like fighting games. But I saw some like fan art or like some cool, I'll try and pull it up, like art of a potential Pokemon game. So it's like Breath of the Wild. Pokemon Breath of the Wild. It's like a Breath of the Wild type Pokemon game where it's open world, like actually open world, and it's like, you catch Pokemon in like actually the wild and stuff, and it would be more like less like the RPG style and more like adventures type game, and it looks really cool. Like just these screenshots, I'll put them in the, I'll put this in the Discord. Because if you couldn't tell anybody, we're not actually in person talking right now, believe it or not.
Yeah, fucking wacky. Episode 3 we are gonna be.
What? Yeah.
No, but Pokemon Sword and Shield tried something like that. They released the, like a special little area where it was just patches of grass and like different raids that you could do, but there was no place you had to go. You could just explore the place, and different Pokemon would spawn based on weather, time, which is neat. And it kind of depended on like your location. So if you were on like the river or the lake part, then it'd be water. But it'd vary if it was like snowing or raining or a thunderstorm.
Do you want to explain why Dennis stopped shiny hunting?
Yes. Okay. Joe's basement. We're all bad. We're all good things come to an end.
Yeah, of course.
Dennis and I are sitting there, both hunting the same thing, but not because we decided to like go up against each other. But he said that he was gonna hunt for it, and I said, "You know what? I'm gonna do it too." And he's like, "You're copying me." And I said, "No, it looks cool." And he's like, "No, you're copying me." And I'll be like, "Fine, just get it before me then." And he says, "Okay." Whole night, at least 1,000 encounters. He does not find it. I find it in 400, which is relatively quick. That's when you're supposed to find it. Masuda method with Shiny Charm says that you're supposed to find it in roughly under 600 eggs. So, which I did. Then it's 400 over, and he's fucking pissed. He's upset. It's like, I'm supposed to have one by now, maybe even 2. Why can't I get one? I was like, it's not like it's not like it's mandatory for it to give you 400. Dennis reaches 2,000 encounters, well over odds. Still upset. Dennis reaches 2,400. He is 4 times over. He quits. He's like, my game's broken. It's locked. It's shiny locked. I can't find anything. And he hasn't picked up the thing. He hasn't picked up his Switch since. I'm not even joking. I asked him where it was. He said, I don't know. I haven't touched it since fucking Joe's basement.
That's such a Dennis thing to do. I don't know why I said it like that, but he's always so like... Dennis always will just like...
I think that's where his depression came from.
Yeah.
His lack of shiny hunting. Yeah. Alright. I think it's approaching gaming hour.
Hold on. I wanna do a quick segment first. I wanna test this segment. We might do more in the next episode. So this is a hint at my future video. It is a website called AI Dungeon, and basically, so Matt, this is pretty sick. I think this would be a cool podcast segment. You pick the setting, you pick your character and your name, and then you can literally do whatever you want. It's all like text based, and it will generate a story based around what you say you want to do. So I thought what would be funny is if we chose a certain setting and then we had a goal, like a really stupid goal in mind from the beginning that we had to beat. So like, for example, I played a couple weeks ago and I was in World War II, and my goal was to befriend Hitler and then kill him, which I did successfully. I rose up. I went from being a US soldier to getting injured, to dying, to coming back to life by selling my soul to Satan. And then I kill Hitler, and then Satan takes my soul in the end. That's actually what happened. So, what I figured is you could make the decisions, and then I could narrate, basically. So.
Oh, I'm a good decision maker.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna pick a setting.
Yeah.
So we have fantasy, mystery.
Hold on. Let's wait till next one. I actually gotta go.
Next one. Okay. So
yeah,
here's a sneak peek. The settings are fantasy, mystery, apocalyptic, zombies, cyberpunk, and custom. So
let's do apocalyptic
okay.
when we for next episode.
Next week we'll do apocalyptic. I think it's gonna be pretty hype. Okay, Matt. Do you have any final words for the podcast audience?
Any final words? No, not really. Dennis said, "Please laugh." We need subscribe. No, but we actually have to take our IQs.
Oh shoot, we do have to take our IQs. So what is it? The same out of 20?
It was out of 10.
Okay, Siri.
Should we do that out of 20 this time, though?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do between 1 and 20 this time. You go first. Okay. Siri, choose a number between 1 and 10 for Matt.
I thought you were doing 20.
No, choose a number between 1 and 10.
I thought you were doing 20.
It's 3.
Okay, you're glad I'm changing it. Do a number between 1 and 20.
The answer is 2.
Wait, between 1 and 2? No. Siri, choose a number between 1 and 20.
It's 9.
There you go.
That's respectable.
Choose a number between 1 and 20.
The answer is 20.
Let's go!
What?
Oh yeah.
Bro.
That's how we do it here.
I am 0-2 for my IQ.
Looks like I am the IQ Chad this week. This is a dumb segment, but cool podcast.
You've always been the fucking Chad.
All right. So catch this podcast next week. In a couple weeks or so, or in like the next week or so, I'm planning on making a little promo for this podcast. I want to get a few episodes out first before I advertise it, just so people don't.
Yeah, we should get someone else to talk to.
Yeah, we could do a guest at some point, like Dennis.
You're fucking boring.
Yeah, I know. I'm boring. So, yeah, but I'll put out an ad or whatever. If you're watching this, probably you're watching this because you saw an ad.
Dennis would be the worst person.
Dude, I know. We could get Dennis on the podcast. Well, next podcast we're gonna do the AI one. So on episode 4, if we get that far, we could have Dennis on.
Episode 4 is just us shitting on Dennis.
That's absolutely.
Why are you sad? I am not sad.
Okay, this is.
You are sad. All right. Let's call it.
All
Let's
right.
call it right there.
We'll call right here. See everybody.
Bye. Bye boy. Lit. Alright, I'll see you in like 2 minutes.